people might just always lump us with Zimbabwe for some time to come. Just like people will always say Ireland and Afghanistan, and even if one of those teams becomes
him. So Afridi's in the news again. Not relevant because of his skills, but he's an elder statesman in the Pakistani cricket circles, and I hear he said something, and knowing how emotional the subcontinental fans are, I guess some people's emotions have been stirred. So what was it, Rinat, that he said, or what was his comment?
Right. So based on what I have read, I think so. Basically, he was asked about how he felt about a few of the players from the Pakistan squad getting rested for this tour against Australia, uh, and what he said is that if if the if the rest was against lower ranked teams like Zimbabwe and Bangladesh, and he specifically grouped Zimbabwe and Bangladesh together, it would have been okay, but since it's against the top opposition, he just doesn't think it's a great idea. So, and it caused quite a stir among Bangladeshi fans, to be honest, and all. And it comes as a surprise when our last encounter with them, we beat them, and pretty comfortably too. So it's surprising, but I want to know what Mufi feels about it, and then Alfie, of course.
I think it just, I mean, the time that Afridi used to play is more about the phrase that Bangladesh and Zimbabwe are always lumped in the same category, same group as the team that he used to lose all the time. And he's from those time periods. So from him, I don't think he even thought about it. It just came to his mind, and he just said as he felt like it. So I wouldn't look too much into this. It's just an ignorant comment, and but for what we should do is let our boys respond to this in the field rather than just going all crazy in the social media or in the interwebs. Let our boys take this as an inspiration and respond against Pakistan or the other top teams in the World Cup.
Right. Yeah, I think Mufi, he pretty much took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that Afridi is from a time when his team, he never lost to Bangladesh, so he might still be thinking of Bangladesh in those terms. And unfortunately, or whatever, people might just always lump us with Zimbabwe for some time to come. Just like people will always say Ireland and Afghanistan, and even if one of those teams becomes markedly better than the other, people will still link them together because they came in to play Test cricket at the same time. So, with Bangladesh and Zimbabwe, we didn't come in at the same time, but we were basically similar level teams for years, probably better than a decade even. So I think that the comment is. I think it's I guess unfortunate from our perspective, but I wouldn't read a whole lot into it personally. And like Mufi said, we have to come out there and we have to do the job on the field. So Pakistan is a team that we really, really should win against because it's one of the easier opponents who may be ranked above us. Because if you lose to Pakistan, it's going to be a lot harder to beat a South Africa. So that's a game that we need to come out and win, and that's a game that it's a matter of pride for us. Anytime we play against India or Pakistan, I think that our players do step up another notch. Recently against India, what's been happening is that our players, I think, have been getting too psyched for that game or too hyped for that game, and they've ended up not batting or bowling with any plan when it comes to games against India. But against Pakistan, I would say that our boys actually have the upper hand because we've won the last 4 ODIs against Pakistan. So in head-to-head, we have a 4-game winning streak. So I think that that fear aspect that we used to have against a team like Pakistan, it's not there anymore. They're not a team that we're afraid of. So that's what I would say.
Both of you guys are bang on the money. It just was one of those stories that was circulating out there, and we thought it would be a good opportunity to bring it up and kind of speak to the fans out there. If anyone's whose feathers might be getting ruffled right now, well, you have to understand. You have to look at it from their perspective. They're India, Pakistan. They're both legacy teams. For a long time, they're used to not just beating Bangladesh but crushing them. That's how it was for a long, long time. So it's gonna take some time to get out of that mindset, And
at the same time, not to instigate like a wave of emotions or something from the fans, but I think this also gives us an opportunity to actually talk to the fans from not just from our side, but also from the Pakistan side, and to show them that the comment that was made was ridiculous. Like, we can prove it statistically, right? I understand that how I think Roey was talking about, not Roey, sorry, Alfie was talking about that, it's going to be the way that Bangladesh and Zimbabwe are going to be grouped together for a while. But, it really doesn't make sense if you think about it, right? And I'm not saying give us more respect. Respect is not something you can ask for. You either get it or you don't. But I think it's about time that some teams or some ex-players that are supposed to know the cricket world, that have played the game, they should know what they're talking about. I think it's
no. You're right. That's also
I don't think Afridi is the sharpest cricket mind out there. In any
he's
sense.
known to have more stupid.
But he's not an idiot,
than this.
right? He's not an idiot either, right?
I mean, I don't think even the Pakistani fans also recognize him as an expert. So they don't take his words like the words like
he doesn't have the same his thoughts wouldn't have the same gravitas as, say, a Nasser Hussain or
even the Pakistani circle like Wasim Akram or like Walker Yunus or those players. So that's why I don't think it's
No, I don't think it's a big deal, but I just also think at the same time,
we need to, whatever it is, Rinat and whoever else, we need to continue these good performances that we have shown against Pakistan. Keep proving the point, because otherwise, it's like they're just so used to beating us. So even if we win like the last 5 games, see, this is how they think from their point of view. That anytime, it's like even on their bad day, they consider India or Pakistan, the vice versa, more of a threat than Bangladesh, because they don't really consider us that professional of a unit who's going to come in, prepare, get all the boxes checked. So it's going to take some more time, I feel. But definitely, if you keep this up, then already they give us the respect. It's not like back in 1999 where it's going to be like just, like a total mismatch. It's not like that anymore. People are scared to face us, but are they? But are they not confident of a victory? I'd say they are kind of rather confident, and you can't blame them for that confidence, because that arrogance is going to kind of linger on, right, for a long time. But I also like what Riyadh mentioned. This kind of spills over to other countries as well, and that's when it's really important, because I also hear people bring up this point that Australia is also avoiding us, and sincerely avoiding us, because they actually feel the idea they have of Bangladesh is still that old Bangladesh, because they don't face us that many times in the recent modern era. So those kind of,
I don't think that for Australia, I don't think that's the real reason. I think Australia is just insecure of playing against us in our conditions, and financially hosting us is not very profitable for them. So it's two different ends, right? But I think I do agree with what Mufi and Roey said, and the fact that Afridi is not one of the smartest cricket person that we know of. And I think, if anything, this video, we are like reconfirming that what he said is stupid, and he's not exactly the smartest guy to make comment like that.
I mean, in hindsight, I do like comments like this, because obviously if we fans heard about it, the players also has heard about it. So the only thing they can do is they can take this into them and and just respond, because I know players like Tamim and Shakib, they get really pumped up when they play India and Pakistan. I mean, I don't have to say anything about Mushfiq because that's obvious, but Tamim, Shakib, and even like Mash and Riyad also, they get extremely hyped up when they play India, Pakistan. And when comments like this comes in, floats around, I think it gives them that little extra boost just to increase the hunger to go and beat them.
I agree. And the reality is that unless we win a World Cup or do something really, really, win an ICC event, maybe a T20 World Cup, we're going to be regarded as these minnows. I mean, and it may not even be a minnow. We're just kind of at the New Zealand, well, maybe not even the New Zealand level, but we're basically, pretty much. We're like a brown New Zealand, a team that is decent. They're never going to win. So when people look at us, they're going to say, "Oh, Bangladesh is an okay team. They'll be in every World Cup. They'll win at least one game. They'll be a banana peel for every team at the World Cup. But they're never going to win the World Cup."
I think we're just a mid-table team. Like out of the 10, we're not going to be number 9, number 10. We're not going to finish in the top 1, 2, 3 either. We're still going to be in that 5, 6, 7 range.
Exactly.
All these questions could have been answered simply if we just had a proper league of ICC where all teams play.
Which we're going to have.
But that'll be
after the World Cup.
Oh, after
after the World Cup, the 2019 ODI League starts.
See, the Test League starts immediately after the World Cup, 2019. The ODI League actually doesn't start until next year. And because the first ODI League is only going to be a 2-year league, I think.
2020 and 2021, right?
Yeah, after that, it's going to become a 3-year league. So, the ODI League will answer a lot of questions. It will bring some regularity to the schedule. We may actually see matches against teams that we normally don't play.
They have already announced the schedule. So we are playing Ireland, England, New Zealand, and a couple other teams. We're not playing all those because right now there's a 12.
But in subsequent cycle, because we can't play the same team every
and what it does it gives a lot of context to other games. Like right now there's no relevancy for like in Australia and Pakistan playing right now. Like it doesn't
there's no relevance.
Impact us. But when the ODI League comes in, the point system comes in, then it'll have a huge impact on the entire table of the league.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, from this first one, 2020 until 2021, we're not playing everyone. After that, it switches to a 3-year league where we play all the other teams. It also provides an opportunity for upcoming teams. I think the emerging team this year, or the associate nation this year, is going to be this time is going to be Netherlands. But in the future, we might see Nepal or some other exciting upcoming team enter the competition.
Yeah. See, when that happens, I think these kind of comments will look even more ridiculous because the fans will get the true picture. And right now, the media patched it up as well, and we're not helping either. We're bringing it up, but only to prove a point. Because I think that, I mean, everyone understands. Pakistanis understand it. Bangladeshis understand it. The cricket world understands it. That we're a threat now, but like Alfie said, we're not. We have to win this World Cup to kind of prove it. If we can help us by doing that. If not, then we should live with it, And
winning those bilateral series gets you a certain degree of respect. In a lot of ways, if you look at it, we're still living off of the 2015 that run where we beat Pakistan and India and South Africa back to back, and we're still kind of like the world still remembers that, and they're like, oh, Bangladesh is, even if they don't remember who we beat or exactly what the margin was, that we beat them 3-0, 2-1, 2-1. They'll just remember, but Bangladesh beat some big teams a few years ago, so they could do damage to us today or tomorrow. And that's what people, and it's those kinds of big achievements that garner a lot of attention. So if 3 bilateral series can do that, getting to the semifinals of this World Cup, or maybe playing in the final or winning the whole thing, that would be the ultimate, and that would pretty much.
I mean, winning those couple of games against India, Pakistan, it gives you attention, but winning a trophy gives you a recognition from the entire cricket world. Yeah. And I mean, World Cup right now is too ambitious, right? I mean, I mean,
Yeah,
from the most optimistic of fans, we would say it's very ambitious for us in 2019. But I think winning smaller tournaments like Champions Trophy or the Asia Cup, things like that, we should start winning those trophies to get some recognition.
Yeah. But there's no better time than, coming in at the World Cup and then and winning some big games, and let's just see what we can do. The players should they shouldn't put pressure on themselves. They should just come out and say, look, this is, the time is right. This is like the third or fourth World Cup most of these guys are playing. And just come in and see where it goes.
And if we win some big games, then we can start keeping tally of all the World Cups and who, our records against all the teams, like some teams do. But we have to win some big games. And let's just hope for the best. So that was it, guys. This is a very short mini episode. Just wanted to not focus too much on Afridi, but rather pivot to some other major issues. And I think we did that. We kind of turned the focus around to the World Cup. Thanks for joining. See you guys for the next one. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Later, guys.